computed tomography or CT is an excellent tool for modern medical imaging. It's available in almost all hospitals throughout the world. CT produces 3D images with an excellent image quality for patient diagnosis purposes. CT imaging is carried out very fast. However, CT uses X-rays, which are ionizing radiation, so its use can cause harm to the human body. In addition, the CT system is very complex, so there are the potential errors from each stage that can produce images leading to misdiagnosis. To minimize this, CT must always be monitored so that it's always performing to standard. This monitoring is done by a complex procedure known as quality control or QC. The QC procedure consists of daily, monthly, and annual tasks. Each procedure is time-consuming. Manual QC can take many hours. Manual measurement of image quality parameters can also lead to a bias due to the subjectivity of examiners. IndoQCT presents to answer the needs of QC, which is automatic, fast, objective, and accurate. IndoQCT originated from comprehensive research published in reputable international journals. Unlike some existing software that can only be used on one type of phantom and with limited parameters, IndoQCT can be employed to measure numerous parameters of image quality from various phantoms in the market. IndoQCT can also measure some image quality metrics directly from the patient's clinical image for easier and more objective dose optimization. IndoQCT can be utilized by various groups: clinical medical physicists, researchers, lecturers, students, or for those who want to learn about CT. It provides convenience, efficiency, measurement objectivity, universality, and portability. IndoQCT can be downloaded from the website www.indocct.com.
Cek.
Katanya sih nggak usah lupa, kalau biar
Cek. Kita pilih cek 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 cek.
Yesterday we have talking about the city image quality and introduction to city and city image quality. And today we will going to the practical session with IndoQCT for evaluating the city image quality. And before we start our lecture session, I want to remind all the participants to fill the attendance link that will be sent by the committee in the chat Zoom. But please keep in mind, you only need to fill it out once a day. So just fill it in the morning session and you have nothing to do with the afternoon session. And today's lecture will be delivered by Dr. Holidol Anam with the topic of the for the morning session is the IndoQCT installation, IndoQCT as DICOM viewer. I want to greet Dr. Holidol Anam first before we start our lecture. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Holidol Anam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
How are you this morning, Doctor?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Okay. Before we start our lecture, I want to read a brief summary of his curriculum vitae to give you a better insight for Dr. Hairul Anam. Dr. Hairul Anam completed his PhD in Physics Department, Bandung Institute of Technology of ITB. He received a master degree from University of Indonesia and Bachelor of Science from Diponegoro University. His research interests are medical image processing and dosimetry for diagnostic radiology, particularly in CT. He has authored and co-authored over 200 papers, and he is developer of two software, IndoCT and IndoQCT, that will be mainly focused in the IndoQCT today. And you can contact him in the anam@fisika.fsm.undip.ac.id to have talking about IndoQCT and also having a collaboration research with him. So without any further ado, please, I will give this session to Dr. Hairul Anam.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this summer course. And in this today, I will present how to use the IndoQCT and how to install and how to understand about the IndoQCT for image quality management. Okay, I will start I will share my screen first. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay. Now we will discuss about the IndoQCT installation and IndoQCT as DICOM viewer. Okay. This is okay before this. Okay, today we will discuss about what is the IndoQCT, and the second one we will discuss how to install the IndoQCT, and the third one we will discuss how to use the IndoQCT as the DICOM viewer. And I hope I can explain these three material less than 30 minutes. So we will we will try to use the IndoQCT together. Okay, I start from the what is the IndoQCT. The IndoQCT is the software for comprehensive CT image quality assessment. Yesterday we have a lecture from Professor Matsubara discussing about the MTF, NPS, noise power spectrum, TTF, transfer function, and all the parameters can be measured automatically using the IndoQCT. And we will try together using the IndoQCT to measure that parameters. Okay, we move. Is IndoQCT only for the image quality measurement? Of course, no. The main feature of IndoQCT is for measuring the CT image quality and for measuring geometrical accuracy in CT image, such as to measure the slice thickness, laser alignment, can detail, and so on. So these are the two main features in IndoQCT for measuring the CT image quality and geometrical accuracy. But IndoQCT has also many features such as the DICOM viewers, database of CT image parameters, creating report in the PDF file, connecting to the PACS system, tool for zoom observer, image comparison, image texture analysis, image denoising, and so on. So actually, the IndoQCT has many features beside the main features for measuring CT image quality and for measuring geometrical accuracy in the CT image. Okay, this is the graphical user interface of IndoQCT. You can see here, if we open the IndoQCT appearance just like the DICOM viewer as usual. And we can see many features in the DICOM viewer. And after we installing the IndoQCT, we will try together and we will try by ourselves to use the DICOM viewer. This button is for the image quality and geometrical parameters. IndoQCT has 9 main parameters for measuring the CT number accuracy, for measuring the noise, spatial resolution, low contrast detectability, slice thickness, beam alignment, can detail, and so on. So there are 9 main parameters, and every parameters consisted of the sub-parameters. For example, for measuring the noise, we can measure the noise level, we can measure the noise uniformity, we can measure NPS, and so on. And for measuring, for example, the spatial resolution, we can measure using the visual observation. We can measure MTF, modulation transfer function, using the point object. And we can measure the edge transfer function using the edge object. And we can measure the TTF, task transfer function. So the total is 33 sub-parameters. This is the main parameters and the sub-parameters. This is the main parameters for measuring CT number of water, CT number of multiple object, noise, spatial resolution, low contrast detectability, slice thickness, and so on. And in every parameters, we have the sub-parameters. For example, for measuring the CT number, we have the accuracy, uniformity, homogeneity, histogram, profile, and so on. Okay. And this is for the managing the database. So if we measure the image quality and we have the parameters, we can store our data to the database. And we can manage the database. And if we want, we can make the report for our hospital. And this is the another features of the IndoQCT. For texture analysis, maybe in some case you hear about the radiomics. Yeah, this is the texture analysis. And if you have the two images, you can compare the two images. For example, the original image and the second one is image have been processed, and we can compare these two images. And the IndoQCT can also used to be used for the image reformatting. For example, to get the sagittal image, coronal image, oblique image, and also we can get the irregular image by using this pattern. This is the example of the reformatting image using our anthropomorphic phantom. And later we can try together how to make the reformatting image using the IndoQCT. Okay, so what can IndoQCT be used for? Okay, because the IndoQCT can measure the many image parameters. Of course, IndoQCT can be used for the quality control, can be used for the acceptance test, compliance test, dose optimization. Because using the IndoQCT, we can use for evaluating using the human observer. And of course, the IndoQCT can be used for research purposes and for education. In the IndoQCT, we can develop the computational phantom. This is very important for the education purposes. And in the second session of today's lecture, we will try together use the computational phantom of the IndoQCT. This is for the quality control. The quality control is mainly intended for verify the operational stability of the equipment after acceptance and commissioning tests have been performed. This is very important to ensure our machine is within the tolerance level. So if there is changes in the image quality over time can be monitored. By using the IndoQCT, because our parameters can be saved in the database, so we can see the trend of our data. So, and then who is IndoQCT useful for? The IndoQCT is mainly useful for the medical physicists because at the first trial, we developed the IndoQCT for medical physicists because me is a medical physicist. But the IndoQCT can also be used for the radiographers, radiologists, lecturers, researchers, and also for students, for research and for educational purposes. This is the information based on the IAEA books. The qualified personnel for performing QC can be medical physicists and or radiographer. So medical physicists and radiographer will be can use the IndoQCT for doing their tasks for performing the quality control. This is the table from the IAEA report, the quality control test for the radiographer. The radiographers can measure the very basic parameters. For example, the CT alignment laser beam, accuracy of dimension, and so on. And this is the task should be done by the medical physicist based on the IAEA report. The medical physicists measure the more advanced parameters such as the CT number, linearity, spatial resolution, low contrast detectability, and so on. Okay, so both medical physicists and radiographers can use the IndoQCT to help performing their job in the quality control. And what phantoms can be analyzed automatically using the IndoQCT? Basically, the IndoQCT can measure the image quality from various phantoms in the market, such as the AAPM CT performance phantom, OCR CT accreditation phantom, CAT phantom with the various types, and also the phantom from the vendors, such as the Philips phantom, Siemens phantom, GE phantom, Canon phantom, Newsoft phantom, And also the IndoQCT can measure the image quality from the anthropomorphic phantom, from the CTDI phantom, and also the IndoQCT can measure the image quality directly from the patient images. And in the last session of our summer course, we will try to measure the image quality directly from the patient images using the IndoQCT. And as I already mentioned, the IndoQCT can also make the computational phantom. This is very important for the education. So we can develop the phantom, we can add the noise, we can add the spatial resolution using the model, and after that we can measure, we can see the image, the appearance of the image, we can see the texture of the image. This is very simple to be done and without scanning in the hospital. So it is very important, very useful for the educational purposes. And now we will move to the IndoQCT installation, and I will explain first, and after that we will try together to install the IndoQCT. Okay, the IndoQCT file can be found from this website, the IndoQCT.com, IndoQCT. And after you get the, in this website, then click the download this button, the IndoQCT button, this one. And after that, you will enter this form, and please fill in your data in this form, your name, email, institution, profession, and country, and then click the download IndoQCT. After this, you will enter in this form. In this form, we have two files. This file is for the IndoQCT installer. This is the main file. And the second one is file for connecting the PACS system. And tomorrow, Mr. Aris will discuss how to connect PACS using the IndoQCT. And today's lesson, we will only discuss about how to download the IndoQCT and using IndoQCT for the DICOM viewers. Okay, and after you download, the file is around 200 megabyte, and then you will have this file, and you can double click this file, and the dialog will be open in your computer, and just click and just follow after finish the installation. And after that, you will have this button for opening the IndoQCT. Just double click this button and the IndoQCT will be opened. Just like this. And in the first appearance, the license activation will be open like this. So you can enter your ID and activation key. If you download at the first time, the trial version will be given to you. So you can use the IndoQCT freely for around 2 months. Okay, and for the student of this summer course, will have license for 6 months. Okay. And if you want to get more license, you can ask via this email, adm1@qmi.co.id. You can ask to this email. And after you entering the email and activation key, so your IndoQCT is already to be used. In this information, you can see your license. In this example, my email is Anam, and our free license is for 64 days. Okay. Okay, and let's explore IndoQCT together from the beginning, from how to install, and after that, how to use the IndoQCT. Okay. Okay, please open, for example, using the Google Chrome in this example, and I W IndoCT.com. C.com IndoQCT. Okay, and then enter. Okay, we have this one, home IndoQCT. We double click this link. Okay, this is the website of the IndoQCT. We can download using this button or using this one. We can download the IndoCT and IndoQCT, but in this occasion, we only download the IndoQCT. So we click this IndoQCT, and this is the form. Please fill in your data. For example, my name is Khairul Anam. My email is anam@fisika. My institution is Diponegoro University. My profession is medical physicist. Sorry. Medical physicist. And my country is Indonesia. And then click the download IndoQCT. Okay. We have these 3 files. In this occasion, you only click the IndoQCT installer. Okay, download. The file is around 238 megabyte. Okay, you can click this one, download. Okay. Yeah, it's depend on your internet connection. I think it less than 5 minutes. Okay, we have half of the process. Okay, almost finished. Okay, this finished, I think. Yeah, it is finished. Please keep in mind that maybe your computer will detect this file as the virus. So if your computer detect this file is virus, so turn off your virus detection, your antivirus. Okay, after you get this file, and in this example, we can also see in the Explorer, in the download, and this is our file in the IndoQCT version 25C. We double click this file, and then we can see the file. We double click again, and the dialog will be opened. Just wait for the minutes until the further dialog is open, and then there is a dialog. Do you want to allow this application from an unknown publisher? Please click yes. License agreement. If you agree with the license, so click the I agree and then install and wait for the minutes. I think it is depend on your computer, and I think it less than 5 minutes. So the total times from the downloading to the finishing installation, I think less than 10 minutes. It depends on our internet connection and also depend on our computer. Okay, almost finished. Please try. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to inform us here. And you can ask using my email. Okay, finish, and you can next and finish. So it's finished. I think it's finished. And in the QCT will be automatically opened. It takes time for the first appearance. In the second and the third, I think is faster. But in the first appearance, it is lower. It is take a little bit of times. And you can delete this or close this. Yeah. And now our IndoQCT is open. It's open, and we can use the IndoQCT. Okay. Do you have any problem for the installing IndoQCT? If you have any problem, you can write down in the chat room, and my student will help you.
There is question from the
This is the problem from
Miss Raditya Faradina.
Problem from
The question from Miss Raditya Faradina. Dear Dr. Anam, I'm having trouble installing the IndoQCT application. Is this application not compatible with a MacBook? Thank you.
Oh no, no. The IndoQCT now is only for the Windows. Maybe in the next we will develop the IndoQCT to be suitable for the MacBooks. Okay, I'm sorry. Now only for the Windows.
Yeah, we are so sorry, Miss Raditya, since this application is still appropriate only for the Windows. And another question from Mr. Faizidan. Excuse me, doctor. I would like to ask about IndoQCT application. Is there a minimum laptop specification required to us to use IndoQCT? For example, does it require at least an ET framework 4.8? I'm having trouble downloading this app.
I think the IndoQCT, there is no specific requirement. So if you didn't success in the downloading the file, you can try again, or you can contact your friend, because the IndoQCT actually is the standard file. There is no specific requirement. But because the file is relatively large, The file is around 100 megabyte. Maybe it takes time, and sometime in the downloading process, there is something happen. So you can try again. And it is important to note that maybe your computer detect that the IndoQCT as the virus. So please keep in mind, if you downloading the IndoQCT, the antivirus is off, turn off. You
Okay.
can try again.
Okay, for another problem comes from Mr. Java Ramadan Noventana, that he said that he have a problem with activation key, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the activation key you can see in your email. The committee have sent the key through your email. Please open.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There is a comment from Miss Afra that she has tried without antivirus and it have been successful. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's very important to keep in mind that you must to disable the antivirus in your computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and now we will
I'm so
have
sorry.
this button
I'm so sorry,
for
doctor.
the IndoQCT. Yeah.
There is a problem again from Mr. Java. You can see for the image from in the chat Zoom that the computer stated that IndoQCT couldn't identify this PC's hardware reactivation failed. I think it's condition that Mr. Java have been installed beforehand and he wants to reactivate it. So the reactivation is failed with the new activation key.
Yeah, it is important to note, if you install the new IndoQCT, please make sure that your previous IndoQCT is off. It is conflict if the previous IndoQCT is on, and then you install the new version of IndoQCT, the new one will be conflict with the previous one. So please make sure that your old version of IndoQCT is off. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
another question from Mr. Hidayat. I'm so sorry, Doctor. Dear Dr. Anam, is it permissible for users of the IndoQCT application to upload images in a journal or thesis that use DICOM data read by IndoQCT?
Yes, of course, please. It's no problem. Yeah. Please use the IndoQCT in your research and upload the image in your paper or in your documents. It is no problem.
I think it is enough for this time, so you can continue your presentation, Doctor.
Okay. And now, this is our button of IndoQCT. To use the IndoQCT, please double click this button. And wait for the minutes. Okay, and this is the IndoQCT. I hope all of you can open the IndoQCT, and or you can only maybe see this demonstration and then you will try in your home. And this presentation have been uploaded in the YouTube channel and you can see later. and try in your home. Okay, in the IndoQCT, it is the first appearance of the IndoQCT. There are many patterns in the IndoQCT. In this pattern is pattern for the DICOM viewers, and this pattern is the DICOM for measuring the image quality and for measuring the geometrical aspects of the city image, and this one is for database management, and this one is for the image comparison and so on, and this one is for the setting of the IndoQCT. Okay, and now we will try to this part. If the image is not open, so this button is off. And if we open the image, the button will be on. Okay. In the IndoQCT, we have this button is for open the image file by file, and this button is for opening the image using the folder, and this one in this one to connect to the PAC system, and Mr. Aris will explain this tomorrow. And this one is for the to make the computational phantom, and we will explain in the second session. And this one is the button for opening the sample. So the IndoQCT have many sample. So for the educational purposes, you don't need the images. You can use this sample of images. If you click this button, there are many images, such as the AFISMI phantom, AAPM phantom, OCR phantom, CAT-FAN phantom, CAT-FAN 500 up to CAT-FAN 600, GE phantom, Canon phantom, Siemens phantom, Philip phantom, Newsoft phantom, Hitachi phantom, CTTI phantom, anthropomorphic phantom, and the patient images. Okay, in this example, I will open the OCR phantom. OCR phantom, I think it is the very common phantom used in the hospital. I click this. Yeah, this is the example of the IndoQCT sample of the OCR phantom. Okay, basically the OCR phantom, there are 4 modules. Okay, and you can move from one image to another using this button. This is for the next slice. One, the next, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and then pick again to the number 1, and so on. This one is to the back one, to the previous slice, number 1, and after number 1 is the last slice, number 5 in this example, like this. And also you can use the keyboard, the up, down, left, and right. If you click the page up, so you move to the previous one, and if you click the page button, down button, you will up to the next slice, like this. And if you click the left and right, the slice will be jumped to the 5 slices before and after. You can try maybe using the more images, maybe using the patient images like this. Patient images, okay? You can move by your cursor like this. In this example, if the slice number 1, if you click the right button, you will jump to the slice number 6 like this, and jump again like this. Okay, and back to the previous one like this. Okay, this one. And you can see the moving of the image by using this button. This button. Okay, sorry. This button. If you click this one, the image will be open automatically in the 15 frame per second, and you can change these values for maybe to the 5 FPS, and then click this one. So the image will be changed from the one slice to the another. And then click this button to stop the moving image like this. Okay. And the IndoQCT is similar to the another DICOM viewer. We can use this one to enlarge, to zoom in the image. For example, if we click this one, so this one, oh, sorry, to get the zoom in, and sorry, to zoom in, sorry, and this one to zoom in the image like this, and to back you can use this button to view one by one back to the original appearance of the image like this. And by using this button, it's the pen, to move the image in one location to another one like this. And if I zoom in this image and then I click this button for playing in the image, the result is like this. And I stop by clicking this button like this, and back to the previous scale one by one like this. Okay, we can also see the image in this example in the one screen. We can choose the 2 screen, 4 screen, 6 screen, or 9 screen. In this example, I click this to the 2 screen. This one is the 4 screens. 4 screen. In this one is the 6 screen. And this one is the 9 screen, like this. Okay, and then we back to the 1 screen. And we can also see the full screen by clicking this button, full screen. If we click this button, we will see the full screen like this. To back, you click this close full screen like this. Okay. And then by using the IndoQCT, we can set the window setting. We can choose this one. You can choose the soft tissue, bone, lung, liver, brain, fat, and so on. In this example, in soft tissue, we can, for example, make the liver window setting. We can change to the spline. We can change to the vascular. We can change to the fat, for example. And you can also change the window width and window level. This custom. And you can also using this button. This button is interactive windows. So by using this button, you can change the windows by your mouse. I click this one, and then we can click and drag like this. So the windows is changed like this. You can try. Okay, and then I back to the standard windows, for example, soft tissue, like this. And you can also change the windows option, the linear, the negative, the angular negative. In this example, is the default is the linear positive. I will choose this one, the negative. This is the result of the negative image. If I choose this one, the angular, and the result like this. So if the CT number is very high, it is back to the 0 like this. Okay, the standard one is the linear like this. And now we move to the, I think it is something new, I think. The IndoQCT can show the multi-windows blending. So we can see the 3 different windows together, for example, and we can blend the 3 windows using the color RGB, red, green, and blue, or using the dynamic system. In this example, I will try using the RGB, and we can set this one. For example, in the soft tissue will be set as the red plane, and the bone will be set as the green plane, and the lung will be set in the blue plane. So we have the red, green, and blue, and then we can combine the 3 windows together by using this button. Okay, if we, for example, agree with the setting, you can click OK. Yeah, this is the example. The example and the RGB image, red, green, blue image, and you can also play this image like this. Okay, stop. And if you want to back to the standard image, click this button again, and then back to the single window. If we click this button, the image will back to the single window. Okay, like this. Back to the soft tissue, back to the liver, and so on. Okay, we try again by clicking this button, and we can choose another blending type. For example, the dynamic one. In the dynamic one, we have also 3 options: the base, bottom, and top. In this example, the base is the soft tissue, in the bottom is the lung, and the top in the dynamic window is the bone, and we can combine together. For example, in this setting, you can change the setting For example, change to the window width and window level. And if you agree, you can click OK. This is the example. Sorry. The example of the Windows blending system like this. And you can see the image like this. Yeah, this is the Windows blending. If you want to know more about the Windows blending and another features in the IndoQCT, you can see the method in the help section. The use this one help. You can click here, and we have the manual book in the CSM file, manual book in the PDF, main feature and so on. Please click this manual book in the CSF file, and this in the introduction we have the list of the publication. This is the list of the publication. You can see our papers describing the method used in the QCT. For example, for developing the RGB images, you can see in this paper number, this one, number 27, the novel multiple windows blending of city images in the red, green, blue color space. And you can see the image by clicking this button, the DOI, digital object identifier. By clicking this one, you can see the paper, and you can write and you can read in this paper. This paper is the open access. You can read carefully to understand how the multiple windows blending works. Okay, and then I close this one. Okay, back to the IndoQCT, and this one, and I close. And you can see and read the other papers if you want know more about the method behind the IndoQCT. Okay, I close this one. Back to this IndoQCT. Okay, this is the example of the Windows blending in the IndoQCT. Okay, to back to the standard one, we click this button and then back to the single window. Okay, we have the standard window, for example, the soft tissue and so on. Okay, the IndoQCT has also many features as the DICOM viewer. For example, we have this tool to make the line, rectangle, ROI, ellipse, polygon, angle, chop angle, profile line, and so on. In this example, I use for example, rectangle, and then we can drag in this position, or say we get this like this. And we have the many parameters, for example, the width, height, minimum values, maximum values, mean values, standard deviation, area, and so on. And to delete this ROI, please use your cursor and right click, and then remove ROI like this. Okay. You can use another tool, for example, the polygon. You can click this one, in this location, in this location, in this location, in this location, and then double click to finish like this. And you can, this is the freely move like this. And if we move this one, the information will be followed like this. But if you move this one, this is still in the location like this. And then you can delete by clicking this one, remove ROI. The another one is the, for example, the angle, click, and then click again, okay, this, and you can move this one to the another angle, to set another angle. And so on. Okay. You can try another one, for example, the chop angle, for example, this one and this one. It is important for measuring, for example, the angle in our body. You can make in the different position, and we have the angle like this. Okay, and then I remove, and we can also the profile line. Click this one, and you can drag in this position to make the ROI. Now this is our ROI like this, and this can be set in another location. And our ROI, our profile can be exported in the Excel file. So if you want to export, just click this export button. By clicking this export button, you can make the file, for example, example, and then I will save in the E, and then save. Okay, and then I will open the Excel file in the E, this one, example, this one. This is our profile from the IndoQCT. That's it. We can insert this one. Yeah, and so on. Yeah, this is our profile. Okay, so very simple. We do not we don't need specific requirement and setting. We just export and we write down the file, and then the file automatically export to the Excel file like this. And then I close this one, don't save. We back to the IndoQCT. Okay, and we have okay, I will delete this one, remove. And the IndoQCT has many another features. For example, this one is for the move up, down, or left, right. For example, if we click this one, yeah, we can move, for example, the 10 pixel up, down, left, or right. For example, if we want to up, click this one. Yeah, so our image is move up 5 pixel. another one, if we want to move to the right, you just click this button. Yeah. Move to the right position around 10 pixels. If you want to restore the image, you just click this button, reset the images. Okay, by clicking this button, your image will be restored to the original images like this. And you can also, for example, this is the flip horizontal or flip vertical. And also you can rotate your image by using this one, the rotate. You can set the degree, for example, the 10 degree, clockwise or anti-clockwise, counterclockwise. In this example, I will try to rotate 10 degree clockwise by clicking this button. So our image is rotated 10 degrees clockwise. You can add another degree, for example, 15 degrees, and then click clockwise. Okay, so our image is more rotated. And to back to the original one, click this button, home. Yeah, like this. And you can also using this one for crop the image. And by using this one to resize, yeah, it is the IndoQCT can resize the image. In the original image of the CT scan is 512 by 512, and you can resize the size to the another size, can up or down. In this example, I will move up. This one is the 500 by 500, the standard one. You can see the values. The position is the position of the X and Y, and the val is the value in the Huntsville unit like this. In this location, the position is 251, and the Y position is 77, and the pixel values is minus 1000. Okay, the maximum values in this position. So in this position is the around 500 by 500. Okay, you can resize the image by clicking this button. Resize. So you can resize up and down. For example, the current size is 512, and in this occasion, I will resize to the, for example, 1048 like this. And to do this, we're using the interpolation. There is the type of the interpolation. We can choose the nearest, linear, area, or cubics. In this example, for example, choose the cubics. And then we can use the single slice, meaning that you only resize one slice, or if you want, you can also choose the multi-slice, and you can set the resize from the slice number 1 to slice number in this example 38, because the number slice in this example is 38. Okay, if you agree with these parameters, you can just click OK button. Okay, now the process is completed. So our image now is not 500 by 500, but 1000 1000 by 1000. You can see the position. In the position, you can see now is around 1000 and 1000 like this. And after your image is already resized, you can save the image in the for saving the image. You can use this button, the save image. Okay, like this.
There is
From
a
Musa,
question,
can
Doctor.
I ask from where we can get the image? Okay, you can get the image from this one, the button number one to number 7. This one. This was in the sample images. There are many images of the phantom and one data set from the patient like this. Yeah, you can click again to this is the original one. Okay, click. Yeah. So in this image is the original one. So the size is around 500 and 500. Okay, like this. Okay, and by using the IndoQCT, we can also make the reformatting images. The size that you choose is constant. I should use always. No. This is only for the demonstration. Of course, in the hospital, it is not important to resize the image. It is sometime you need a research, and you can for example, you need another size. So you can resize the image by using the IndoQCT up and down. Okay. About the PEC system, tomorrow Mr. Aris will explain. And now we only discussing how to use the standard IndoQCT. And in the second session, I will explain computational phantom and handle with the DICOM info. And tomorrow session, Mr. Aris will explain about how to connect to the PEC system. Okay. Is there any question? No? Okay. And now I will show you how to make the sagittal image or coronal image using the IndoQCT. Okay. For getting the sagittal image, you can use this button. This button, reformatting. You click this one, and there is dialog. This will take a lot of memory. Do you want to continue? If you agree, click OK. Okay, yeah, this is our image. This is the axial image. This is our sagittal. This coronal. Yeah, because the size in the z-axis is not similar, it's not comparable to the x and y axis, so the image like this. If we want to make the size in the y-axis is similar, you can use the interpolation. And this example, you can use the interpolation. In this example, you can choose the linear or cubic or area or nearest. In this example, I use the linear one only for the example. And then I click the interpolate. So the IndoQCT will interpolate the data and get this one. This is using the linear interpolation like this. Okay, of course you can move from one slice to another in the axial or in the sagittal image or coronal image by using this one like this, by using this one. Yeah, this one. and so on. Yeah, and maybe sometimes you will need the reformatting in the oblique image or irregular reformatting. To do that, you can use this button. You can make the oblique image based on the axial image or based on the sagittal or coronal images. Okay. For example, in this example, using from the Muhammad Yasin, the quality of image is not good. Yes, yeah, because it is using only the interpolation. Yeah, it is worse than the original one. If you want to get the quality image in the sagittal or in the coronal image, you should have the images, many images with very thick slice images, with very thin slice images. It is better. In this example, because the slice thickness is very thick, so the quality of the images in the sagittal or coronal images is not good. This is only for the example, yeah. And of course, you can choose another interpolation, for example, the cubic interpolation and so on. Yeah, this from the Wahyu. Thanks for the presentation. I think it would be better if the software have copy paste feature and other keyboard function to edit the ROI. Okay. Thank you very much for the yeah. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Okay, and now I will show you how to make the oblique image from the axial one. To do that, you click this line, this one, add line. Click this one, add line. So we have this line, and you can draw this line. For example, this line, like this, for example, and then you can reconstruct the line, and you will get the oblique image. Okay, reconstruct. Muhammad Yasin, which interpolation is better? I think cubic interpolation is better compared to the linear interpolation. Okay, this is the example of the oblique image from the axial image. Okay, and then I will show you to make the oblique image from the sagittal image like this, and then this is this one.
Dr. Anam, I guess the Mr. Benis Ahmed lost his pad to open this option.
Yes.
I think Mr. Benis Ahmed lost his pad to found this option about the reformatting. Can you repeat just
reformatting
one
image?
step?
Okay. I
Yes.
will show it, and then I close this one. The reformatting button is this one. In the left button, reformatting. Okay, and click this one, and then okay, and then we interpolate. In this example, I just another one, maybe the cubic interpolation. Interpolate. And this is the cubic interpolation, but the image is not good enough, yeah, because the number of image is only 38. It's very very little image.
Okay, there
Okay.
is a comment from Q&A option from Mr. Mote, doctor. The sagittal and coronal seem to be blurred after interpolation. How do we account or correct for that?
Okay. For make sure that the distance is correct, we have another session, I think, for measuring the distance. Okay, we can measure the distance. Okay, in the another session, I think the day number 4 or number 5 maybe. Okay. Okay, and now we will try to make the oblique image using the sagittal one. Okay, I click this button, add line, and then this one, for example, this one, and then I reconstruct the line. This is the example of the oblique image. Okay, there is the question from the I. May I know the benefit of oblique images now? You are trying to reconstruct how we can use the oblique image for image quality assessment. No, the oblique image sometimes is useful for the clinical image. For example, if you, for example, get the image from the kindred tail, so the actual images is the oblique, and then maybe you want to make the true axial images, so you can reconstruct again using the IndoQCT. Or for example, in another cases, you measure distance, but it is impossible because you only have the axial, sagittal, or coronal images. In some cases, you need the oblique images. So in that case, the oblique images is important. So not all clinical setting need the oblique image. It is only for the specific cases like this. Okay. Is there any question?
From the offline participant, is there any question?
You can
for...
try by yourself. Oh yeah, I will show you again another example. Maybe you want to have the irregular image. For example, the irregular reformatting. You can do that by using this button, the add polyline. For example, you can reconstruct the images, for example, follow the bone or follow the another mark, for example, like this. This is only the example, like this. Okay, and then double click, and then double. Okay, okay. We have this line, the irregular one, and then we will reconstruct the images follow this line. So to do this, you click this reconstruct polyline. Yeah, this is the example of the image from the irregular line. Okay, this is only for the example of the another features of the IndoQCT. And of course, you can save the image by clicking this button. Save actual dataset, save sagittal dataset, and save coronal dataset. And you can make another measurement. For example, in some cases, maybe you need to measure the spatial resolution in the z-axis. So to do that, it is important to make the sagittal or coronal images first. And after that, after having the images in the sagittal and coronal images, and then you save, and then you open again using the IndoQCT, and then you can measure the spatial resolution in the z-axis, like this. So it is the additional information about the another features of the IndoQCT. Okay, and I think in this session I have discussed almost all features of the DICOM viewer in the IndoQCT, and next session, I will discuss about the DICOM information and how to develop the computational phantom using the IndoQCT. And I think it is from
Can
me.
I ask
Maybe if there are any
Dr.
questions,
Saya mau tanya, Pak.
Okay.
Okay. So in IndoQCT, we receive a certain period for activation. So what is the difference between the full version and the free preview version? Is there any difference? And if we use all of the activation period, can we still use the IndoQCT?
yeah, yeah. If you download at the first time, you say the IndoQCT, you will have the free license up to 2 months. After that, your license is finished. And if the license is finished, you only can use the IndoQCT for the DICOM viewer. But for measuring the image quality, such as the NPS, such as the MTF, TTF, in this right button, it is off. It is need the license. But another button for the DICOM info, it doesn't need the license. Okay. If you
Okay.
want to extend your license, you can contact the email. This email, yeah.
Okay, doctor. There is a question from the chat Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, from Mr. Abu Bakar Sadiq Umar. Thank you for a wonderful presentation, sir. But sir, what are actually find out in imaging? How can we identify the problem in imaging?
Okay.
Maybe he want to know about what is the purpose of evaluating the image, the city
Oh
images.
yeah,
We
I
want to
see.
know about it.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. By measuring the image quality, for example, you measure the consistency of the city number, you measure the spatial resolution, you measure the noise level, so you can predict the condition of your imaging system. For example, we know that the city number of water is 0, and the air is around -1000, for example. And then maybe in your measurement, you obtain your city number of water maybe 10 Hounsfield unit. It is problem. Because this is a problem, and then you can fix first your machine your CT machine before using this machine for imaging of the patient. So by using the image quality measurement, you can obtain whether your system is good or not for imaging the patient. So it is important to measure the image quality in the regular basis.
Another question from the Syed Al Hakim. I have a DICOM in axial up to 349
Okay.
images.
Can you repeat again, because I don't hear your voice.
Okay, I have a DICOM in axial up to 349 images, but when I reformatting the picture of sagittal and coronal is like present. What can I do not to look like present? Miss Mariam has an opinion that you have to interpolate. Is it true or not, doctor?
Yeah, the if you want to get the sagittal or coronal image, it is important you have the similar size. For example, in the X, Y, and Z size is similar or isotropic. But sometimes your slice thickness is very thick. So the size in the z-axis is not similar to the y and the x-axis. It is the problem if we have the sagittal or coronal images. So to overcome this problem, you use the interpolation. But of course, the interpolation is not good enough. I think the image like the sawtooth. So if you want to get the very good image in the sagittal or coronal images, it is important to have the very thin slice thickness. So if you make the interpolation calculation, it is only little data. But if your slice thickness is very thick, so the interpolation is not good enough. Okay, it is the problem. Yeah.
Okay, we move to another question. Mr. Hajir Sulaiman Al-Siapi want to ask you directly, Mr. I want to allow Mr. Hajir to unmute his mic and deliver his question to Dr. Anam.
Hello, thank you for letting
please.
me.
Okay.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. My name is Hajar. I am from Oman and I work in radiotherapy and we use CT for simulation, not for diagnosis.
Yeah.
And we have this CT care that we use Hounsfield unit for it, and we need to obtain the Hounsfield unit for each CT. So we have two CTs. Each CT is giving us different value of like water. Like perhaps you said water should be always zero, but actually in our machine it's not zero. Like, even when we commissioned it, it was not zero. I'm a junior physicist. It's my first year here and I'm just trying to gather information about CT. So the question is, how do we like make CT to produce Hounsfield unit of water to be zero, not like -7 or yeah.
Yeah. The quality control, for example, for measuring the CT number, it is important to make sure that the CT number is correct. Actually, there are many objects for measuring the CT number, and we use the parameters CT number linearity, and I think I will explain this in the next session. And now I will say that the CT number is important, but the most important one, especially if we use the quantitative CT. But for the qualitative city, I think the city number is not so important. But if our city number is not correct, it is important to fix first. For example, we can say to the engineer to fix our city system because the city number is not well calibrated. So the water should be 0 or within the tolerance level. For example, in Indonesia, the tolerance level is from -5 to the 5 civil unit. So if the city number out of this limit, we should contact to the engineer to fix our city system, to recalibrate the city number before we use in the patient, like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Is still there any question from the participant? Maybe from the offline, since we conduct it by hybrid, or for online participant that want to deliver the question directly, like Ms. Hajir, you can also raise your hand to ask directly to Dr. Anam about your question.
Okay.
Or maybe a question from me, Doctor.
Yeah.
For if we have, oh yeah, before, if we have a limitation about the time to doing about the city image quality, what the main parameter you want to request suggest to the to us if we want to do the image quality in the limited time.
I'm sorry, you can repeat your question?
Okay, if we have a limited time to do the image quality,
Yeah.
what you can suggest to us if for what metrics in the future
yeah.
if we want to evaluate?
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I think the quality control, it is the protocol. So if you are medical physicist or you are radiographer, it is the standard parameters. For example, this one, it depends on the regulation in your country. In Indonesia, there is regulation from the Bapeten. So what parameters should be measured and what is the frequency to measure the parameters? It is the regulation by the National Agency of Indonesia, by the Bapeten. In this example is the this one. This one is the QC test by the radiographers, and this one is the example test for the medical physicists. For example, this one, the city number accuracy, image noise, image uniformity, image artifact should be measured by the medical physicist. The frequency is 6 months. The city number linearity should be measured. The frequency is annual. Low contrast detectability should be measured annually or after changes. X-ray beam width should be measured annually or after changes. Reconstructed image slice thickness annually or after changes. Spatial resolution after acceptance test and after changes. This is the standard from the IAEA. So if you want ask me what is the parameters should be measured, it depends on you. are you medical physicists or are you radiographers? It's depend on you and depend on the regulation in your country. So please refer to the document in your country.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for the answer. A question from the chat Zoom from Miss Nur Ain Rabai. I have a series of images on abdomen body. Can I reformat the image so that I have only liver or any specific organ?
Okay, the IndoQCT can do that, so you can use another software. Maybe in the next we can develop to get only the specific organ. Okay, thank you for the question, and maybe in the next we can do that. Thank you, Ms. Nur Ain. Okay, enough, Ms. Rizka? Yeah, in this question, another question, what is the purpose of the interpolation and the reformatting? Yeah. After reformatting, for example, we have the sagittal or coronal images, and then we make the another image oblique or irregular. So to get the complete pixel within this area, oblique or irregular one, we need so many pixels, and we get the pixel between the existing pixel using the interpolation. It is the purpose of the interpolation to do the reformatting in the oblique or irregular images.
Okay. Another question from Mr. Penis Ahmed, Doctor. His test of CT for medical physicists, is it to check on weekly, monthly, or monthly manners?
Yeah, it is depend on your department and depend on your protocol regulation. Yeah, please consult the regulation in your country.
Okay. Okay, Doc. So please check your regulation, yes, Mr. Penis Ahmed. And another question from Mr. Muhammad Yasin. If we find the image quality for one image, then it will be same for all the series of image?
Yeah, actually, no, no. Yeah, because maybe the image quality in the specific slice is different to the another specific slice. But for the quality control, we assume that one slice is similar to the another. So for the quality control, it is enough measuring the image quality from specific slice, I think. But theoretically, it is all images are similar. Of course, no. Yeah, it is I think. But if we measure the image quality in all images, I think it's very tedious and time consuming. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Since it has been 11 for 39, I think it is this end of our morning session, Doctor. Do you have any comment or closing statement for this session before we ended it?
Okay, thank you very much for your joining this summer course today. And today we have learned about IndoQCT, how to install and how to use the IndoQCT as the DICOM viewer. And in the next session, we will learn about DICOM info and how to understand the DICOM info. And please join us in the next session. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Anam, for this morning session and for all participants that have been joining us from the beginning until the end of the session. And for information, this Zoom will be closed and will be opened again in the about 12 above past 30, and you can rejoin. And in the afternoon session, we will discuss about the DICOM hierarchy, DICOM text, and computational phantom, and still will be delivered by Dr. Hoirul Anam. And the session will be beginning in the 1 p.m. at the local time. So you can take a rest and rejoin again at the 1 p.m. And thank you so much. We will meet again in the afternoon session. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you again in the next session.
Power off.